Hi everyone, this is U.S. Immigration Attorney Sharifa Tharpe, and I am here live to take your U.S. immigration related questions. So go ahead and put your questions in the comments. Happy Friday to you, by the way. And as usual, I am here to close out my day with you because that is what I enjoy the most. That's the most enjoyable part of my day, is to do a live and connect with you all, take your questions. So raise or kill, what's new? So I just saw that it hit the news that a court, so this is not great news. So a court did throw out DACA. However, keep in mind that this is a lower court, or slightly a lower court. I'd have to read the details, and it's news in progress. So if anything else should develop, I will definitely let you know. But apparently it is going through the court system again, and the court has thrown out DACA. But other than that, there is no new news that I have to report. Do you have any questions? You can go ahead and put your questions in the comments so that I may answer your questions today, because that is why I'm here. So are you in Florida? Yes, I am. I am based in Boca Raton, Florida. However, keep in mind I represent clients all over the country and the world. So no matter where you are in the US or on the globe, I can help you. Keep those questions coming, because that's exactly why I'm here. I'm here to answer your questions, and why not take advantage of a U.S. immigration attorney being here to answer your questions. Now, for those of you who don't know me, I just want to formally introduce myself. I'm U.S. immigration attorney Sharifa Tharpe, and I help clients to get their green cards and status in the United States. I'm on here every day with very few exceptions to answer your U.S. immigration related questions. So you can ask me anything that's immigration related. If you want to learn more about me as an immigration attorney, as well as the law firm, ST Law Office, feel free to go to the link in my bio. It'll take you to the website where you can find the contact information, a contact form where you can complete to send to us. And you can go ahead and read up more about what I do. But in the meantime, you can go ahead and put your questions in the comments. So when is it the best time to apply for a visa? So you can apply, I think this is a visitor's visa. You can apply for a visitor's visa at any time. But in your situation, I recommend that you apply when you feel like you can show the best evidence. Now, there's no limit on the amount of times that you can apply for a visitor's visa. However, it does get frustrating if you keep getting denied. If you are in a situation where you can build up assets, or show that you have been in your job for a long period of time, or that you have strong ties to your home country, you have strong family ties, you're running a business in your country. These could be good evidence, and so at the right time is when you can gather a good amount of evidence to show that you have strong ties, you have such strong commitments to your country that it will compel you to return after a temporary trip to the United States. Thanks for all the help, for what you're doing for the people. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. Raise or kill. Thank you. And that keeps me going when I get encouragement like this. So thank you. Keep your questions coming while I'm here. I want to hear your U.S. immigration related questions. That is exactly why I'm here. So take advantage of a U.S. immigration attorney being here to take your questions. So can you talk about the entrepreneurship visa? So there are different types of visas. So there is the entrepreneur parole program. Right now, they just implemented that program. And that program, where it doesn't necessarily require a large amount as the investor's visa, which requires 900,000, 500,000, or 900,000. It does require you to show about 250,000 or 100,000 in that range that you do have investors that are willing to put that money into your business, and of course, along with other requirements, to be able to be paroled into the United States. That means you would come across and you can, work, you can build your startup company on that parole program. So that's one that they just implemented. Then there's also the E2 investors visa. That one is if you're the citizen of a specific E2 country. So in the Caribbean, for example, it's Grenada, Jamaica, Trinidad. In Central America, it's Mexico, Panama, Costa Rica. In South America, it's Argentina, Bolivia. So those are examples. If you're a citizen of those countries and you can show that you have a substantial investment, doesn't mean that you have to have millions of dollars, but it does mean that for the type of business that you're running, you have invested a substantial amount into that business. And so if you can show that, and show that it's a requirement for you to be in the United States, to run that business in the United States, then you could very well qualify for this. So what you can do is call 561-405-4889, schedule a consultation. So thanks for sharing the live. I'm a U.S. citizen. What is the estimated time frame to file for my Jamaican mom? Any setbacks? So the setback here is that the processing times have slowed. There is a backlog. You could be looking at about 18 months. If there are delays in the case, it could go as long as 2 years. 18 months would be the expected average. So I'm a non-US citizen, but my son has ongoing treatment for rare illness. Are there options for us? So Chemical X, there may be options. So there are ways to get a deferral or deferred action. If you are in a situation where they have a rare illness and their life basically depends on them getting treatment, their life or their health, their well-being depends on them getting treatment here. In the case where you do get what's called medical deferred action, it could be for 2 years where you may be able to get a work permit during that time. Now, keep in mind that these are options that are not necessarily plastered all over websites to say apply here. These are basically exceptions to the rule. And so you should definitely schedule a consultation to talk more about your situation and determine whether you can meet those qualifications. What if your business is online, like a network marketing business or a Forex business online? So great question. Usually you'll have to show that this is an established company that needs to be run in the United States. So if it's a network marketing business where you don't necessarily have a reason to have to live and stay in the United States to build that business, it may not necessarily work. It just depends on how you do business. What is the purpose of your business? Are you actually running the business in the US? Are you working with other US companies that you have to be in the United States to run it? So definitely schedule a consultation and let's talk more about that. Yes, he's on a register and his medication cannot be shipped outside the US. So definitely go ahead, schedule a consult and we can talk more. How much is a consultation? So it's $150 for up to an hour, where it is worth it. You do walk out knowing your options, what you qualify for, how you should approach your situation. Great questions so far. So keep those questions coming because that's exactly why I'm here. I'm here to answer these questions that you have. Fifi 1988, thanks for sharing the live. So go ahead, keep putting those questions in the comments because I am here to do just that, answer your questions. So as your questions come in, okay, so we have another one. What if you previously filed a VAWA case but now want to start a new case? So I don't know what kind of new case you want to start, But if in some cases, if you are doing a VAWA, for example, and you do end up getting married during the VAWA, it would disqualify you from qualifying for VAWA. At that point, you would have no choice but to start a new case. If you haven't gotten married yet, you want to make sure you evaluate your situation, the pros and cons before you start a new case. In some cases, there are ways to apply for 2 different processes at the same time, and whichever one gets approved first will cancel out the other. But it all depends on what the circumstances are, and that's where a legal consultation is very important to make sure that you don't make any mistakes along the way. So great questions so far. I am here to answer your questions, so put those questions in the comments now. I also come with a topic to talk about, and so as your questions come in, I'm going to also be talking about applying through consular processing. I'm already married. My husband is in the military. So if Brianna, I don't know if you're married and applying for VAWA because of any kind of mistreatment from that spouse. I'm not sure what your situation is. But if you're already married and you were applying for VAWA at the same time, you can't remarry. You cannot get married while a VAWA process is going forward. It could disqualify you. How do you go about filing for, now you did say your husband is in the military. So if your husband is in the military, and there are ways that you can still obtain benefits if he's a U.S. citizen or he's about to turn into a U.S. citizen. At the point he becomes a U.S. citizen, there's what's called parole in place. So if you're out of status to start, even before you file for your papers, you can file for your work permit. And then after that, you can move forward with filing for adjustment of status. But Brianne, it all depends on what your circumstances are, what are the facts in your case, what kind of VAWA are you going through, and so forth. So definitely schedule a consultation, evaluate your options. You can call 561-405-4889 to schedule the consultation. There is a scheduling coordinator who is available up until 11 p.m. to go ahead and take your calls. How do you go about filing for a sibling over 18 years old? So you would have to submit as a petition. It's usually the I-130 petition to start. But keep in mind that sibling petitions is not a quick solution for any siblings that may be here without status. I do like to bring that home. If that's the only way you're going to qualify for a green card, then that may be the only option. But keep in mind that a U.S. citizen sibling filing for a sibling while that sibling is in the United States without status is not going to fix their status, because the process right now, unless the law changes, takes at minimum 14 years. In Jamaica, the Caribbean, is 14 years. In Mexico, it's upwards of 20 years. So very important that you understand what you're getting into, what your sibling is getting into, and whether you understand that it's not necessarily going to be a quick fix. Miss Mandy 242, thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. So these are all great questions so far. Put your questions in the comments. So the sibling is in Jamaica, I'm in the USA, so perfect. In the case that your sibling is in Jamaica, you're in the USA, then it still takes forever, unfortunately. But as long as your sibling is in it for the long run, then eventually, once you file the paperwork and it gets approved, and they go through that long wait period to get an available immigrant visa number, because there's a long wait list for it. That's why the wait list is so long, because each person has to be assigned an immigrant visa number, and there are only certain amount per year. So at that point that an immigrant visa number becomes available, which, if the law remains the same and they don't fix this, then it's going to be 14 years from now. Your sibling would go to the embassy for the interview and get the immigrant visa if all is well and they're approved. I filed my VAWA 2 years now, but my change of address not going through, so I'm starting over. Okay, so yes, it can be frustrating, especially when you need to make changes on a VAWA application, just because, you know, they only accept it in writing because it's such a confidential process. So any questions or just law questions? So Carl, any immigration related questions? And that could be any immigration related questions. So it's usually related to immigration law because immigration law dictates the policies. So basically USCIS can't find my address. My mailbox keeps sending my mail back. I don't know. Okay. So as attorneys, when we file the VAWA, we do have a hotline for attorneys that makes it a little easier to get in touch with the office to make changes like this. I don't know what the situation is, and if you do need help, Brianne, schedule a consult and then we can get more in depth. I want to file for my mom and sister in Jamaica, not sure the best way to go about it. So that is where trending vibes, that's where the consultation comes in. If you're a US citizen, you can file for your mom. If you're a green card holder, your mom and your sister. If you're a green card holder, you wouldn't be able to file for your mom and you wouldn't be able to file for your sister. Now, if you do determine that you're a US citizen and you qualify to file for your mom, she would take priority in the green card process. However, your sister would could take a minimum of 14 years, so it would take a longer time for your sister. Perhaps a quicker way to do it would be for your mom to get the green card, which, you know, that one is taking an average of 18 months. And then when your mom gets it, she could apply for the sister, but it all depends on what the facts are. How old is the sister? How old is the sister? And so forth. What are your circumstances? Why is Ghana Embassy in Accra still closed? My friend wants to vacation here. So I am sorry about to hear that. The best thing to do, because each embassy is functioning differently just because of the COVID situation, backlogs, and so it may be related to that. And so you would need to visit the specific embassy's website to determine how they are going about their processes. What if you married but not together anymore and they won't grant you a divorce? Can you use the marriage? So now if that spouse is mistreating you, Casey, if you are coming out of a marriage where they won't grant you a divorce, they're trying to, you know, force you to stay married with them. They have mistreated you in the past, you know, either verbally, emotionally, mentally, financially. If any of that has happened, then you physically as well, then you should consult an attorney to see whether you could apply for it on your own. Because if you were being mistreated by your spouse, you're separated, then there is a way to apply for the green card on your own, based on the mistreatment in your marriage to the U.S. citizen. So very important you get legal advice, because this could be the way, Casey, that you could fix your status, you could get your work permit and eventually your green card. So it's taking right now about 2 years or 2.5 years to get the green card in hand. So very important that you schedule a consultation to evaluate your options. So trending vibes. So my sister just turned 18 this year. So in this case, one thing I want to make clear is that if you file for your mom, your sister would not be able to be included in the application for your mom, because when U.S. citizens are filing for parents, the parents can't bring along someone they call it a derivative. They can't bring along a child with them, believe it or not. And I think that is a big hole in the system that needs to be fixed as well. Last question. Earlier you said I could file for my work permit through the parole in place. So yes. So now, Brianne, keep in mind that this is not personal legal advice. So I am not confirming that you can. However, spouses of U.S. citizen military members can file for what's called parole in place, even if they came into the country illegal, even if they came into the country without permission, even if they came into the country and overstayed their visa. And so this sounds like something that you could very well qualify for. That's where a legal consultation will come in if you want to confirm that and get started on that process. How can we apply for work permit? So Khalees, you would have to be also qualifying for an immigration process that allows you to apply for a work permit while you wait for that immigration benefit. So adjusting status in the United States, getting the green card in the United States that allows you to get a work permit while you wait for the green card process. Some humanitarian visas, so asylum, the U visa allow you to get the work permit while you wait for the process to be completed. What is the estimated cost to file for my mom in Jamaica? So you're looking, usually the cost would be, and this is without an attorney, of course, you're looking at about $2,000 total over the period of time. So usually you start with the petition, the filing fee for the petition, and then when it's approved and it's sent to the National Visa Center. So at the petition, if you're a U.S. citizen filing for your parent, it's going to be an I-130 petition at $535. And then after that, it will be sent to the National Visa Center. They would invoice, so that's about a year to a year and a half later. They invoice $445 for $445 for the immigrant visa application, as well as the affidavit of support fee. And then once you pay those fees, you also have to think about incidental costs, like the medical examination, which is, those fees are vary because it's set by doctors, special doctors assigned to do the medical. So you have to factor those in. So incidental costs, medical, police certificate, as well as copies or travel that you have to do. How long do you wait to get your I-767 after getting the I-765 acceptance notice? So I'm not sure if that's the I-797. So if you're talking about the receipt notice, I'm not sure. Can you clarify, Black Diamond? Because that looks more like you meant the I-797, notice of action. So usually the acceptance notice is also a notice of action. So usually after you get the acceptance, the receipt notice for the I-765, if they'll either send you notice that they already have your fingerprints, or schedule you for a biometrics appointment. That's fingerprinting to do a background check. And then about 6 to 8 months after applying, is the timeline now for work permits. So great questions so far. Keep putting those questions in the comments while I'm here. Why not take advantage of a U.S. immigration attorney being here right now to answer your questions? So what if you get a divorce while your I-765 is pending, or I-175 is pending? It's hard to get approved if remarried. So I'm not sure. So what if is this the I-751? So you're going from a 2-year green card to a 10-year green card. So there is a divorce waiver, and when you do the divorce waiver, you don't necessarily, getting remarried is not going to be the problem here. But you definitely have to show that your divorce was finalized and that your previous marriage was real, and you'd have to still show evidence of that. So the same types of evidence you have to show when you got the green card, you have to show updated evidence to show that, yes, the marriage was real, it's just that we got a divorce, despite, trying our best in the marriage. I had a green card for over 15 years and it was taken away from me at the Canadian border. What do I do? because I was raising my child in Canada. So I'm sorry to hear that happened. And so the reason they did that was because green card holders can't stay more than a year outside of the United States, or there is the presumption that they have abandoned their permanent residence. Now, one possibility is to apply for what's called a returning resident visa, but you'd have to show that you didn't intend to stay outside of the United States, that you continue to maintain your ties in the United States, and if the visa is approved, it would allow you to return to the US and complete a permanent resident application here. And it was because I was raising my child. Okay, so biometrics appointment done, gotten the acceptance notice for work authorization. So yeah, so after you get the receipt notice and the biometrics appointment, then it's just a waiting game from there to see if your work permit is approved. How long does it take to receive the work permit? So while it's difficult to say, because I don't know what timeline you're going on, when you did the biometrics, when you got the receipt notice, but from the first time that you filed up until you get the work permit, right now you're looking at an average time of 6 to 8 months. Do you offer service help to get through the filing process without an attorney after the consult? So no, so I am an attorney, and so I represent clients through the process. I don't encourage any individual to go through the process without an attorney, and I don't help people to do it on their own. So it's either I am representing you or I'm not. But the consultation is the right place to get advice. Doing the consultation doesn't necessarily mean that you have to hire me, but during that consultation, you get the legal advice to determine how you want to move forward. Do you qualify? Are you on the right track? Are you avoiding mistakes? And do you in fact need help? So biometrics were done in December and acceptance notice received in February. So right now it's taking 6 to 8 months to get that work permit. You're welcome, King and Baby Doll. It's nice to see you here. These are all great questions. I am going to be here for a little bit more, so now is your chance to put your questions in the comments. Now, if you don't follow me, go ahead and follow me so that you can see when I go live. I go live every day with very few exceptions to sit down just like I am now to answer your questions. And some days I spend a full hour doing this. So you get a lot of value by following me. I do very specific videos about how to fix your status, how to apply for the green card, how to apply for citizenship. However, here is your chance to really ask questions that you may not see on my videos that you desperately want to know about. And you can also give me suggestions on what you want to hear about as well in those videos. What time do you go live? So Chemical X, I usually go towards the end of the day. I know I should have a specific time, but sometimes my days get so busy that I just usually go live when I can, which is probably between 7 and 10 p.m. That's the timeline. I usually like to close out the day with you. So right when I'm done working, I come on, or sometimes I even take a break and I do the live. So just follow me. You'll get notice when I go live. And that will be your cue to come on and ask your questions. So do you practice in Tennessee? I need an attorney to file for a green card for my husband. Miss Vicky 12, I have good news for you. So I am in Boca Raton, Florida, but as an immigration attorney, I help clients in all 50 states. I don't have a limit on who I can represent. As long as it's U.S. immigration, I can help you. I can represent you before any USCIS office in the country and any immigration court in the country, any U.S. embassy in the world. So I have clients all over the world and all over the country. So give me a call, schedule a consultation. That's the way to start. So go ahead and put your questions in the comments because I am here to answer your questions. So yes, so chemical, I do run an office. So I have an office. That's how I do my business with my clients. I have an office, a place where I have an office. I meet my clients in person if they are close by in Boca Raton or also Fort Lauderdale. And if you're outside of the state, I meet you by Zoom and also by phone. So I am very flexible, and that's the beauty about the practice. I am very experienced with helping clients all over the world and the country. So Money Man, my contact information. So it's 561-405-4889. Right now, there's a scheduling coordinator who is available up until 11 p.m. tonight. So 11 p.m. Monday to Friday, so 9:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. There's a scheduling coordinator who's available to schedule your consultations. My phone lines are open 24/7 though. So if you're up 3 in the morning and you're like, I really want to get this out of the way, you can call, give your name, your number, and then the scheduling coordinator will contact you on the next business day. Also, keep in mind that there is a scheduling coordinator that works on Saturday and Sunday from noon to 5 to take your call and schedule your consultations as well. Donovan Daddy, how long does the process take for return permanent resident status? So it depends, because at that point it's at the embassy that they're considering it. So it depends on where you are. Keep those questions coming because I am here. Okay, so Money Man, I'm not available on that level. So you can forget that part. I don't know if you mean now on a personal level, no, but as an immigration attorney, I can help you. Otherwise, can't help you. Marry a citizen, can he apply for a work permit while I wait for my green card? So if you're in the United States, Sexy Annie 35, and you are okay, Money Man, all right, yes, so thanks for clarifying. I'm definitely available. So marry a citizen, can he apply for my work permit while I wait? And Money Man, you're a woman. Okay. Well, that doesn't say anything really, but thanks for clarifying. And I'm looking forward, get in touch with me, schedule a consultation, and we can definitely talk. So marry a citizen, can he apply? So if you came into the country, Sexy Annie, with a visa, so you came into the country with a visa and overstayed, then adjustment of status could very well be for you, and apply for a work permit while you wait. So absolutely call, schedule a consultation, make sure you're on the right track. And if you want legal representation, make sure that your process goes smoothly, make sure that you do everything correctly, then this would definitely be the consultation would definitely be the thing for you. Well, I see Money Man, you're welcome, and thanks for the laugh as well. And Sexy Annie, you're welcome as well. So now I am going to head out, and I will see you tomorrow. Lucky Lucy, thank you for the follow. But go ahead, get that out of the way, call, schedule a consultation, and at the least follow me. You can learn a lot. I try to make my videos short and sweet, but there's always a little bit of value, or I shouldn't even say a little bit. There's a lot of value in there, a lot of tips about applying for the green card, fixing your status. And it also helps people to know, wait a minute, there may be something for me, and it allows them to follow through and call, schedule a consultation, or to join me and ask more questions. That's why I'm here. I'm here to be informative. Kayla Singh, thanks so much for that. Sexy Annie, thanks for the emoji. Lucky Lucy, you're welcome. Thanks so much for joining. Thanks for your great questions. And I'll be back tomorrow. So just look out for me when I go live. Hop on with me. Start asking those questions. Have a good night. Have a great weekend if I don't see you. Bye.